freaking create a broadcast. So I've set up on a legacy server. Gotta sign back in. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, OBS is a shadow of what it was. It's a terrible, terrible program now. All these updates have just broken it to pieces. It used to work absolutely flawlessly. All right, stream is up. Can you see it?
I will take a look if it came back up. Well, right there.
You should just plug your headset in via USB, mate. Bluetooth crap.
I don't have a way to do that, unfortunately.
What do you mean?
It doesn't plug in via USB. It doesn't have that option.
So how do you charge the headset?
Well, I don't. I swear I've tried it through that port to charge it, but it didn't want to hardwire.
So how do you charge it?
Through USB-C.
Okay.
But go ahead.
So then there'll be a switch on your headset to change to USB, the audio. It's going to flick it over, and then you can have your headset work properly. All right. Anyway, watch this.
Just a second. I'm looking at it. I can't see that tear. Let me see.
Anyway, are you watching this?
Yes. Just give me. There we go.
Right, as you can see, this is an advanced habitation module. This will be unlocked through science research.
Okay.
See? Adding module. Alright, that is the storage module. That will be where we store a lot of stuff that we find out and about through local mining, food discovery. And look, here we go. This is the advanced laser drill. That's just a singular one. Obviously, you can stack them next to each other as add-on modules. And this is where you guys will go around doing your survey to find out around the base, reconnecting. Fucking OBS. Yeah, so this is the whole thing. You guys will be doing your topography scanning to find out where these deposits are for us to set up these mining modules with. See this? Right? So we can create a fully enclosed, and solar panels. We can create a fully enclosed habitation system. There is the research center. Okay, you're seeing this?
Yep.
Right? That is the research module for on ground. Doing hydroponic growth for food and shit up in the spire, but downstairs is where your research tables will be. And as you can see, these aren't your rectangular little pods. These are the hydroponics, right? O3. So there's different module types. Part 2 is the module base. Part 3 is the hydroponics. For example, if we want to do geological survey, it'll be maybe 04, right? Or 05 that we attach to the top of that advanced habitation module, all done through science research to unlock these. This is why you guys need to be in veteran or above to unlock all this stuff for us to be able to do base expansion with, right? So these are research outposts that we're looking at right now. And there's your medical wing. All right, so now do you understand why we need you to do salvage and science?
There's a severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, you listen to me?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting on my phone.
All right. I need you to concentrate because this is massively important for the future of the game and your role.
This is what I was talking about. We're just getting 80-mile-per-hour winds right now, so I'm getting an alert on my phone. Gonna make sure I don't need to go to the basement.
Yeah.
That's why I'm distracted.
But you'll get a proper warning on your phone anyway, if you need to worry about anything else. So,
go ahead. I'm listening.
Right. So, did you watch the video just then, all the way through?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is why we need you to do salvage and sign, because we need you to do the research to unlock those habitation modules, the medical module, the hydroponics module, the science geological survey module, those advanced circular module hubs as well, instead of the ones you saw in the first video. And we need the construction materials to make them. So if you're doing salvage and science, then you can unlock the modules and get the resources to build the modules moving forward. So for Plague, it's cargo and science. So he'll be helping with that. His science is going to be more focused on medicine, as well as food and water and farming. Your science is going to be habitation, module expansion, modular building expansion modules to add to imminent threat alert. Got you. Without shelter. Tornado, light speeds expected, mobile homes. Okay. Yeah.
Keeping you up to date what's going on.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to compress this information as quickly as possible too. So, yeah, so we're going to need you to be doing salvaging to get the materials to build the hub. We also need you and Plague unlocking the science to get the hub, the modules, right? So we can build this stuff. Keep in mind, I'm going to be doing all the crafting and all the other stuff and a million other things to help you guys out on both sides for salvage, cargo, and science. But my science is going to be industrial science, right? Your science is going to be like base building and salvage science. Plagues is going to be food, farming, medicine, and biological research, right? Diseases and stuff like that. Super important. There is space aids out there, effectively, in inverted commas, right? a plague, basically, and he's the plague doctor. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, and this is how we need to branch this out. So, with mining, it's the only gameplay loop that is not non-flexible. Mining has to be done by a set professional party full time. Unlike me, who can be more flexible and do the refining and stuff like that in my science gameplay loop, because of the collider research times, I can time manage myself to a secondary job, right, as a main for the refining to support mining. Science, though, science is more flexible. It allows you to research certain things, walk away from that research station while the NPCs take over and continue the research you start to allow you to go do salvaging. For you to come back to that research table at any time moving forward and look at the results of what the NPCs have finished off for what you've started, right? When it comes down to these modules and additional expansion modules to these modules, that's going to be science research for the base building side of science that can only be unlocked through science research to get the blueprints for, right? So where I'm going to be doing all the blueprints for all other kinds of things to ensure we have all the other stuff working best possible to minimize cost, increase profit, maximize technology, make all your jobs easier, get blueprints for better hand multi-tools, medical tools, right? You know, stuff like that. So I'm the kind of the middleman for crafting, where if you unlock the blueprints and you're passively sharing those rep missions with me in 1.0, if we get the reset on rep, then I can then also adopt those base building blueprints in the process as a fallback. So let's say it's veteran rank, right, for science that you need to unlock those hubs for and the additional modules for, but you're unavailable on those days, and we're building a base on Garon, Ferron, wherever, Idris, and you're not available. I then still have the blueprints as well, and I can hop on and get that done in your absence for that base expansion, right, especially a medical wing, right? Because there's going to be injuries on site as well. You're going to get bitten by a Capian dog. You're going to contract some kind of infection or disease, and we might not have the medical module and facility additional module added to that for tier 1 injuries. We might have tier 3 injuries beds. So this additional unlock we get from science will allow me to quickly build with the construction material resources we have in one of those storage hangars, right? I can grab that off site to then add that to building the additional extension module for tier 1 injury for somebody who's basically only incapped. Could be any one of us or any one of our guys in the org, right? So we don't want that. We want to get them back on their feet, obviously. Otherwise, we're going to put them, tractor them onto a ship, right? Put them in a bed, then fly them to the closest space station that has tier 1 beds to then get them back on their feet. That's a massive downtime issue. Also, massive inconvenience for the player because they're going to lie there on their back, right? There's not going to be any backspace respawn at space station anymore. It'll be backspace, lose all your shit, and then go back to the actual base, the hab base we've got, and run out naked into the bush or into the snow or into the fucking radiation environment and die before you can get to your body again, right? Then somebody else has to get your stuff and bring it back and the fuck around. That's how important this gameplay loop that I need you to play is salvage and the science, because you're going to be dealing with more of the industrial science, including things like synthetic fuel, synthetic materials, and stuff like that, where play's going to focus on the keeping us alive stuff, right? So both extremely important elements of science for you to both separately focus on, so you can diverge and be both be professionals in science without having to juggle too much each, and bring something very, very, very important to that gameplay loop, right? Is one is biological, the other one is inert or non-biological gameplay from that division. And passively, see, Plague doesn't necessarily need to then worry about sharing his science research with me, but you still will for the base building, because it bleeds into industry, and salvage is industry. Mining and salvage, crafting are all connected, right? So it's a big network of things that connect all back to crafting in one way or another. Base building is crafting. It's just more infrastructural crafting than it is active crafting. So I will need to also have those same blueprints you have. But the thing is, once we are managing multiple planets in future, you're going to have to fly to X, I'm going to have to fly to B, right? And one person can't be in the same place at the same time for build out or maintenance and repair, right? Until we obviously then much further down the track have tier 5 NPCs, which will automatically fix shit, right? But we also need to be able to control the growth and development. So our Castra base is going to be a basic modular base, nothing special and nothing exciting. But when we move to our next base, it's going to be a town. And then you and I will have to work very closely with adding modules, walkways and things like that. All right, so that's that video. Now the big one.
Okay. Hang on.
Is you ready?
It's an honor to be here. Yesterday, we presented the verse that we're creating for you. We shared new tech, locations, creatures, giant worm, social features, things we're doing with orgs. We even played the first chapter of Squadron 42 live. How great was that? Yeah? A few minor glitches, but nothing we can't sort out. So today, we got something just as exciting to talk about. But instead of focusing on what we're creating for you, we want to show you the world that you can build. With crafting, we're going to give you the tools to create your own loot, to build your own home. Crafting will fundamentally change not only how you play the game, but why you play the game. So, what is crafting?
And there is the key statement. Why you play the game. Not to shoot dudes, not to blow shit up, is to create your own fucking society with your own like-minded people in a place that you are making yourself. And why you play Star Citizen is to have sustainability and self-sufficiency without the need of any help from the UEE, and then grow and become more powerful and more positioned in the star system you're in, take it over or control it or provide services, which is what we will be doing moving forward.
Crafting. Why does it matter? Why should you be as excited as I am about this? Well, First off, crafting is a profession. It requires its own set of tools, the knowledge of how to use them. Crafting offers progression. You become a better crafter by learning new blueprints and upgrading them. Crafting builds on the existing gathering professions. When you would go out and you collect your materials for crafting, we are adding new depth and meaning to those activities. Crafting provides customization. There isn't just one way to craft something. Like I said, we have upgrades. How you make and upgrade the things you craft is sometimes just as important as what you're crafting. In addition, you can earn cosmetic upgrades, craft unique items, even subscriber flair. But nowhere is this versatility more obvious than base building. We're going to have nearly limitless options for how you construct your home, how to customize your base to meet your own goals. Most importantly, crafting gives you a lot of new choices. The choices will impact your goals in the game, your interactions with other players, and eventually how you see the game itself. So where do we get started with crafting? Well, you can't craft without materials. Luckily, we've got a lot of ways to gather resources in the game. And crafting is designed to complement and expand on all of these existing gathering professions, as well as future additions. Let's take a closer look at mining as an example. We've got hand mining and vehicle mining and ship mining. That's a lot of mining. But with crafting, we're going to introduce a lot of materials. So there's not just more to mine, but we're also going to specialize. So for instance, each type of mining will have its own unique materials to gather. Gathering specific materials efficiently will require you to use the right gathering profession. Let's talk about refining. Currently, only mining resources can be refined, but doing so allows you to turn them into more valuable processed resources. With crafting, we're going to expand refining to include options for all raw materials. In addition to expanding the variety of materials you can gather, refining lets you create processed materials that you're going to need to craft your upgraded blueprints. So now that you've gathered all these materials, what do you do with them? Currently, your only options in the game really are to sell them to a shop or maybe complete a contract. Adding crafting into the game radically changes your options. You can still mine, refine, and sell your resources, but now you have the option to make valuable and unique items, weapons, armor, even vehicles and ships. Right? And by valuable, I mean that the crafted gear that you create has the potential to be better than anything you can buy in a shop. But crafting just doesn't end with shiny new gear. Think much bigger. Crafting enables you to build your own home among the stars. You choose to make a farm, a hunting lodge, an industrial complex, your own trading hub, a military outpost, even a sprawling town with your friends and org mates.
And what are we? An industrial complex.
Yeah.
Got a lot here, but it's all optional. You can choose to focus on gathering resources and sell them to crafters that need them. You can skip gathering and refining and just focus on being the best crafter you can be. Or you can leave all that gathering and crafting nonsense to other people and just focus on trade and make some money. But that brings me to my last point. Player choice matters. When a player makes a choice, they assign value. Players' choices about crafting and base building will drive player trade. The community's choices will determine the value of the materials and the crafted goods you can all make. The game will still have its own shops and economy alongside players, but now you'll have more options about where you invest and how you prosper. Now, I've given you a nice overview of what we're working on here, and we have a lot more planned for the future. But now that you're familiar with the big picture, I want to introduce some of my fellow developers to come up on stage. They've got exciting details to share with you about the specifics of our new crafting systems, important gameplay improvements, and most exciting, I think anyway, an update to base building. To start things off, please welcome Jacob Taylor to the stage.
Player-owned, that can be in your personal hangar, a vehicle, or your base. As all that we have...
And that's back to that, I think. Yeah. So, do you understand now?
No.
We're an a mega industrial complex, which means ship forges and ship building, which is the end goal for us. Saw it before.
You know, Plague's hopping on tonight.
You'll have to chase him up, mate.
I just didn't know if you guys heard something.
That's what I mean. You guys have to organise your own roster, mate. I'm not your bosses. You're your own bosses, yeah? You need to communicate with each other. So, the big thing, our big goal, right, is once we get to Jalan, we build a city, NPC manpower to do that for us, because that'll take months and months to do, but this is our end gameplay. What you see there is a small to large ship forge, right? The capital ship forge, you'll see in a minute.
Come on. Did you say you were working on getting the Endeavor, or was that?
I'm already CCUing it. No, I've already told you 3 times already in weeks gone by. I'm just waiting on the CCU, and I'm done. Right, so this is not a space station. This is a ship forge. Well, a modular station which will also look like the same size forge, basically, right? There we go. Forge blueprints showing, right? So here we go. This is the forge, right? They are drones, repair drones and assembly drones. Hull C is supplying the forge with materials to build these ships with. And as you can see, you've got actual NPC driven drone ships with tractor beams for these external things, which we should already have at Nix, but we don't. For these external bloody cargo grids. And drone ships that should already be in the game doing this. Or if not drone ships, at least manned cargo ships like this doing it. So process sped up. And this is the beginning of a ship forge build, right? As you can see, they've built the receiving arm so far and supplying it. And then with the hollow was the rest of the forge getting built out, which is going to take a huge amount of resources, hence why I've explained why mining is its own thing and it has to be left to its own devices, because it is a permanent full-time job. There's a reclaimer. And there we go. Right? So, moving forward, past all the pretty.
Spine.
Ah, bloody ads. No way.
Physically connects the entire station and will provide access to the various decks. Each level in the station will have a centralized lobby area, and this is your station. You'll be able to use the decorator mode, so you'll have plenty of space to theme it however you want.
Okay. So that's what we'll be doing once we've set up a Jalan. I just want to get you to the forges.
One-to-one interior layout matching the exterior.
Right, this is, it's always the way. This is the style we're going to go with a central hub and expanded refining, receiving, and yeah, hangars as well, right? Bit like Everest is, but obviously our own version of that. And also the ring stations, just like Port Olisar, I want to have at least one in on our highway in the long run to bring back the nostalgia for the original backers, right? And it may be the first one after the first one at Castra we'll make into that Port Olisar style to start with. There we go, right towards the bloody end. Right, this is a ship forge. See where the Bengal carrier is coming out from? This is a dedicated capital ship, massive lead capital ship forge, where only the Bengal, only the Javelin, only the Dreadnought will be able to be manufactured at. This will be on the other side of Jalan, on the dark side of Jalan, getting as hidden away as best possible from obviously prying eyes for all of our mega capital fleet building, forge building. The standardized small to large ship forge will look similar to this, but it'll have arms that come out a bit like this, but they'll be more like these, but thinner. And then you'll actually have the ship being built on this arm, on this arm, on this arm, on that arm, on that arm, on that arm. So we get multiple ships getting built simultaneously. And we will need either NPC forge monkeys or people who want to live on these stations / forges and build ships for customers moving forward. There'll be a central executive landing hangar. That's the resource requisitions wing, where you fly in your resource ship and drop off. Automatically get sent down the elevator into the storage. As we go out a bit further, right, research, habitation, main concourse. Making sense to you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this is where you will research up additional things for a Bengal or a Javelin or a custom build, right? So then you will make all the parts for the ship, internal parts, weapons, bespoke stuff, whatever, and you'll craft it here from your salvage and from your science gameplay, and then shoot it down the elevator to the main central, to the forge, to have it added to, like, attached to the ship, right, or installed on the ship. Habitation will be here as well. Executive hangar there for clients when they come and land and to actually take ownership of their ship. And then, yeah, that's your docking for all of your mineral acquisition. As you can see, there's normal docking collars around the station as well for people to come and go for consultation on one of the floors in the main concourse as well. So this is the whole thing. That's the end game. Building ships, big fucking ships, and anything from a tiny thing to the biggest thing in the game, the Dreadnought, for clients. We want to be suppliers of everything and top tier everything. Right?
Yeah.
Science, salvage, crafting, and mining and cargo are the way we're going to get there. And once we're there, we are in a position as an org that we do not get into confrontation. If there is a need for diplomatic immunity things, right, situations where someone is running from another org because they have been falsely prosecuted or they've done something very naughty, right, and the people are coming for their blood, they can come to one of our, not this obviously, but one of our actual truck stops or, you know, diplomatic space station centres around Jalan, which would be separate to the forges, obviously, because we're going to have a service station, space station, and the two forges, and more of a kind of a diplomatic meeting centre in space, not on the ground. That will be for people who are political exiles, running from orgs, done something naughty, and we then can consultate with the affected org, right? Get their side of the story first before we listen to old mate who's come running to us, right? If there's enough suspicion from our end on this is the political stuff, especially with clients that we've already got, we'll chuck them in the brig on that space station until the org leaders come who are affected, who meet with us at that diplomatic space centre and discuss the terms of their release, cost, right, and the cost of food and water and accommodations we provided them in the brig as part of their release, and then give them to the correct org they deserve to go with. If it's to jail, it's to jail. If they've been naughty boy, naughty girl, so be it. But then we can be that provisional service where we can put political exiles into the hands of the right people instead of the wrong ones that will torture them and lock them up indefinitely, right, and fuck their gameplay loop. We will be that diplomacy centre as well, end game. So for now, the reclaimer is exceptionally important. The science rep that you need to do with Plague is exceptionally important for mutual benefit and me passively helping out doing the deliveries. But then if we all get to veteran together by the end of it, when this actual science gameplay loop comes in, the three of us are going to have a humongous head start against anybody, knowledge and learning outcomes wise. If everything gets wiped at 1.0, we know what we're working towards at least and why. And the grind will be like secondary. Like, oh yeah, got to do the grind because we've got to get here and we have to get here. And there's just nothing that can stop us. We need to get this rep done. And then we just go hell for leather right, and go through it as quickly as possible, get to that rank, get the stuff unlocked together, all three of us. Then there's redundancy in science as well. And then Plague can then head off on his medical and his biological, geological. You can then focus on the salvaging for construction components, as well as the HAB module unlocks for blueprints that you'll share with me for the missions. So I get the unlocks too. I can then share with you whatever industrial crafting blueprints that you need from me that may need to go into those HABs, like seats, tables, chairs, hanging baskets of flowers, whatever it is, right? That you will then need from me to provide you for those blueprints for you to then, like a hospital trolley, for example, right? I will need to unlock that from industrial and share that mission with you. So you and I get the blueprint, you get the blueprint. So then we both got the blueprints, more importantly, on either side. Yeah. It's not just all take, it's give and take from both sides. That way, we then have the redundancy, we have the expandability, we have the capability of creating not just modular little outposts, but science station, geological study station, hunting lodges, just general research centers, right, that are focusing around all of the farming as well as all the other scientific gameplay. Then we move into the industrial outposts, which turn into towns, which will have shops. And those shops will then be selling all the stuff we're crafting, right? At the same time is bringing people in who are traveling, explorers, so other scientists, other players who are just coming through that need to get food and water and buy some better equipment than they've got already. Habitation, right? Get some sleep, all that stuff. And then as we expand further on, it'll be town, all the way to Idris. Then from Idris, Jalan, we start off at the brand new blueprint format. And we, by that time, have had years to plan an actual city with high rises in it, corporate offices. So you'll have your corporate office for science. Pyro will have his corporate office for mining. I'll have my corporate office for industry in general. Plague will also share that corporate science, or he might then go into agriculture and have his own agriculture high rise, right, for mass industry for food and water and medicine, where you would be then salvage and industrial city planning, right, division. So and then Plague, although, but also not worry about having a science high rise and have a cargo empire high rise for cargo industry. Then we obviously fill people out below that in the meantime. Yeah. So there will be multiple high rises. The pillars of Jalan is what they get called, right? So do you understand what I mean by that analogy? You there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Did you understand what I said?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So the pillars of Jalan will be the pillars of industry. And we want that as a show-off city. Not like Hurston, not like Orison, not like Area 18. We want it to be a stunning blue planet with blue skies, green grass, beautiful trees surrounding with this humongous metropolis with pillar towers sticking out of it, and a city built around it that is clean with forests around it, right? And that's what Jalan is. It's a beautiful fucking place with the relics and stuff like that. The relic sites that, have all the relics in and stuff like that, all the Tavaran technology stuff that we'll also pick up on planet as well, massively from blueprints. So, look, honestly, That's the thing. And when you finally, in about 10 years' time, sit in that tower for the first time at the very, very top of the high rise, one, the horizon line is going to be whoa. Two, you're going to stand out one side of your building through a window and look over at another building where it's either Pyro standing there and he's looking at you. Right. And us all having a good old fucking laugh and going, we fucking did it, boys. We are the masters of industry in Star Citizen. We are providing the largest economical mega complex to everybody, so everybody benefits from it. And we haven't had to hardly pick up a single gun, hardly shoot a single laser shot, ballistic shot in aggression ever. And we are providing a sustainable future for this entire community. And we're offering people the opportunity to break away from UEE, have Tier 5 everything, have survivability, have combat capabilities against other people potentially higher than them, and being able to have fucking a heap of fucking fun without any of the drama and the drawbacks of getting into Star Citizen and enjoying the game in the long run. We break the meta. We break the grip on the UEE, CIG, fucking make it hard, fucking make you grind for your money. No, we destroy that. We say, new player, get out of Stanton, come to Ferron or Garon, whichever one's closest. In the smallest ship you've got, you start a ship, come here, start at a space station. I'll give you a job in a shop for 6 months. Yes, it'll be boring, but then you'll have all the money you need to buy whatever you fucking like, including getting us to make some ships for you. Right? And because you worked for us as a contractor, we will give you a heavy discount on your first serviceable ship, a Constellation or a C2, something like that, right? To get you out there in the verse to go explore. You've done your time with us, right? You've made us money. We paid you money. We're going to benevolently give you a big discount on your first actual proper ship to go and make some real money in. And yeah, you can join us or you can head out there in the verse. That and carve your own path, join whoever you want. We do that, mate, and we set a precedent for anyone joining Star Citizen. One, the public opinion of the game will go through the roof. Great economy, fantastic people, supportive, understanding, people that want to help you just get into that universe of 100 star systems. And the only way we're ever going to fill it is if we have billions of people playing Star Citizen.
Yeah.
And this is what we need to get across to the rest of this entire community, that this is not a game about Stanton, it's not a game about Pyro, or controlling stuff or shooting people or stealing shit. It's about waiting for your opportunity to get out there and do it yourself. You don't need to take from anybody else. You don't need to be nasty and board people's shit. There is a massive freaking universe out there. Make use of it. Stop bickering and being petty. Big boy pant time. Get out of Stanton. Get out of UEE space, forge your own pathway. We will do what we can when we are able to help assist with that moving forward.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the whole plan, mate. So you taking on salvage and finishing off Science of Plague, you guys diverging on your science profession pathways, me doing everything I can do from crafting for industrial to get ships and everything up to date and the best we can make and obviously have serviceable. Pyro smashing out mining, and mining is a 24/7 job, mate. And it will be in the future as well, even when he gets his Orion and he's literally busting asteroid belts. Plague and me in cargo at the moment to move all of that refined stuff, to build stuff, right? To get from your reclaimer the 16 SCU crates now is the size. Get them off your reclaimer by you ejecting them out the arse of the ship, like pooping them out quite literally, to then have us tractor them onto the ironclads to then take them into storage, obviously the space station for the meantime, until we get proper underground storage ourselves in game, which will be unlocked through underground hangars will be unlocked through science as well. For geological studies, right, to cut the rock with mining equipment and stuff like that. But the underground hangar module will be a science unlock as well for base building. So you people that stuff out. We put that stuff into storage for the construction materials, right? Different grades. We save them until we're ready to then do those unlocks for science for the base building, then bring them in as we need them on the clads. 2 clads will be more than enough to bring enough materials in at any one time to build everything out, and then whatever we've got left, take back up to the station and store. We don't want anything important or valuable, any of our output space moving forward. So if people do attack us and raid us offline, which I think is the most fucking retarded thing, this is not Rust. And I hope that changes in just they wipe that fucking idea out of their fucking eyes, because it's shit in their eyes. In my opinion, they just can't see anything except for garbage. It's a fucking stupid idea, and it will it's 100 star systems, but no one's ever going to fucking see anyone in the first place. No one's going to go raid bases. It's just fucking stupid. It just creates conflict in the short term, which can then damage the economy, the general public perspective of the game moving forward. It's a fucking stupid idea. Raiding has to be deleted from the conversation completely and never implemented. Yeah, fucking Chris Roberts is such a fucking idiot. Anyway, he's a madman with a lollipop. He's got the maturity of a 2-year-old. But great ideas, right? Anyway, so yeah, that threw me off conversation. Bloody Chris Roberts, who always just chucks a spanner in things. So yeah, if anyone does raid our base offline, if that ever comes in, which I fucking hope to fucking Christ all fucking mighty it never does, then they're going to find literally nothing of value. And we can rebuild that base, no problems. But then that removes us as a target-rich entity as well, right? Salvation's Hope store nothing on ground. You're just going to damage their modules and they're just going to rebuild them. There is nothing of value. They're not a value target. They're a waste of time. Move on to the next ring and look at who's got what at that ring. And if those people in that ring are storing shit on site, bye, right? They will probably just move on. They'll get their base raided and smashed up and blown up, and they'll just move on. So we need to be smarter, not harder, about doing this too. We do that. We keep everything off site. We keep the site as an operating specific set kind of base per location. So Microtech will obviously be science research, right, for food and fauna flora, right, for science research and hydroponic food growth, farming, etc. Hurston, for example, will be industrial research for habitation, environmental resistances for alloys discovery and synthetics, as we've discussed before, where you can set up a simple base, modular base, and monitor it for environmental damage, because the air itself is acidic, and the winds and the sand and all the environmental factors of the sun and all that stuff, and watch how the building degrades. Then make another module next to that and attach it, if you want to power that as well, with the different alloys, right, from that will craft, to look at which buildings survive best in which environment. And that's why I wanted to show you think it's Elf. That's not it. Genesis? No. That one. Anyway, it's showing the water hitting the ground, like puddling, and coming across the base, lightning hitting the base, and scanning through to see if I can find the video. Anyway, environmental factors where you're taking off out of a system, and there was I think it was a Gladius and an Aurora. The Aurora got hit by a bolt of lightning, and the Aurora fucking blew up and caught on fire, and the dude died as they were taking off out of atmosphere, right in that heavy rainstorm. So that's a huge part in what we are to start experiencing. Environments that are deadly, environments that will do damage to our bases, do damage to you as you're trying to escape the planet's atmosphere, and how we need to make bases with specific alloys that will allow us to not have the buildings literally get eaten, right? And degrade at such an exponential rate because it's acid rain, for example, and the alloy that we've made it out, let's say it's a steel, right, building, or a titanium framed building, and the acid rain is like hydrogen cyanide, for example. Yeah, that's going to obviously eat through titanium very quickly or aluminium very quickly. So we need to make sure that we are discovering alloys and things like that where we can put these bases down on planets and be able to, make paths or connecting walkways, whatever it is, additional hydroponics modules and things like that are made out, the building itself is made out of an alloy that is immune to the environmentals to begin with. So it might be, let's make a word up, hydrocephaline metal alloy, right? And that hydrocephaline alloy allows us to build in monox, right? Bloom, where we've got literally sulfuric acid pools and it rains sulfuric acid. We could build a base out there. This is just an analogy where we've got this alloy that is fully resistant to acid rain. Won't do any damage to it. But if we put steel, aluminium, or titanium buildings on that planet, the wrong modules, they will degrade exceptionally quickly and then get holes in them and then basically have to be completely pulled down and dismantled. Only thing is, because they're so heavily damaged, the return consumables for the construction materials might be nothing because everything's got the acid in the metal, right? It's corroded. It's completely softened. It's useless at that stage. So that's where you for your science needs to come in clutch. And more importantly, for the construction materials through salvage to be able to actually do the buildings and experiments on the metals that we get from ship and derelicts and things like that. For construction materials, to then have you do research studies on the Endeavour, right, to combine different metals together and create new alloys, or through science rep, unlock a blueprint that already does that, and then improve on that blueprint from tier 1 to tier 5 with enamels and certain paint coatings, anti-rust applications, right, to the actual alloy itself before it goes into the actual module build. It's this separate advanced metallurgy, there's the word, the advanced metallurgy that will go into building those hubs. That will be your responsibility. So you source the materials, and you apply them to research, then you get us the best possible hubs for the best possible environments. You've got a library of different modules that will work in different environments that you can then put in a report and share with us. So when we say, right, we want to go to Hades, volcanic planet, and a Hades system with volcanic planets, you would go, okay, well, I've got high heat resistant, acid rain resistant, and all these other quality hubs that have this hydrotanium, whatever you call the alloy, which would be suitable for there, and they would degrade at such an exceptionally low rate we have to worry about them for years. But if we did these modules for Microtech, yeah, you'd be in trouble. You guys would be overheating and dying regardless, inside or outside. The habitation, the life support systems just wouldn't work properly. They'd be overwhelmed, and over time you die. So that's what you need to really specialize in science, and getting the salvage construction materials to achieve that by researching them what you need them to be. Plague is going to be medicine, farming, hydroponics, geological survey, finding where these mineral deposits are for us to actually build the modules on, to actually do the ground mining as well, localized passive ground mining as well. Me the rest, Pyro the other bit, and me and Plague moving all their
excuse me, sorry.
Me and Plague moving all the stuff around to get you guys the supply of everything you need when you need it. So yeah, you'll, as I say, spitting out the stuff from the back of your reclaimer. We'll take it and put it in storage when you need it. Tell us how many SCUs you need, or how many SCU crates you need, size ones, and we will bring them down for you. So then you can just apply that to the module build on site at the time. Once you've built out what you want to build out, you don't need any more of what remains. We can then take that back to the space station and store it again, right? So it stays on your reclamation and processing of your materials on board. Time, and obviously the amount, just like mining, same thing. We don't want to waste a single 0.001 SCU of anything at any stage. Because it's time spent to get it. We don't want to waste time by throwing it away because we're lazy. Right? So that's pretty much it, mate, is we need to get you into a reclaimer as soon as possible. Pyro has one. He can lend you. But because you've got the store credit, and it's going to be your gameplay loop moving forward with the Carrick and so on moving forward, I'd say use some of your store credit that you got to get a reclaimer. And we once you're at veteran rank for science, then you and I will go out. And if Plague wants to join us too, that's great, but he doesn't have to. He can continue on with science. To start doing salvage, letting where the derelict sites are, or ground or moons to find out where they are, to start salvaging properly, swapping between pilot and co-pilot, right, for the grabber and muncher arm that comes out the front, and learn both of us how to position the ship and reclaim, and then vice versa, and swap around. And then go down to the refining bay and boxing bay and learn how to put the crates down into the bottom bit and have them spat through, and learn how to eject the SCU crates and for cargo ships to come along and take them, right? I honestly think, though, with the eject cargo functionality, it might be easier to run a hull C or a hull B. Oh no, hull C, because the size of the crate, than the clad.
Well,
For reclamation. We'll figure that out when we get to that point, though, and that'll be a brand new learning pathway for both of us. All right. So in the meantime, I'll end the stream anyway. Don't be streaming anymore. I'm going to put these to private anyway.